The new country of Chaz is making a reputation. My solution to it. Also, Ben Shapiro has finally come out about his safe space, and the Young Turks have been blasting him for it. I'll tell you about their ridiculous story. And then, I'm a little racist? How does that work? That's coming up. So, the city of Chaz, which is the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, which Antifa has taken over, I don't know what to say, honestly, about that. They have gardens where half of the plants aren't even potted. You know, like the soil that's inside the pot. Yeah, they're just like lying it on top of the topsoil and cardboard they're laying down, which is really funny. And then they're also being racist by having specific gardens for black and indigenous people. And instead of having, a police force, they have their own enforcers of the law that doesn't exist. There used to be a name for that. Oh yeah, a police force. And the daytime is vastly different from the nighttime. Of course, none of the media will cover what happens in the nighttime because they will see a bunch of fires and rioting. But the other funny thing about it is that they invited a bunch of homeless people in, and they decided to take all their food. And the people of Chaz tweeted about this. And it was really funny. They're going to try to self-sustain off of things like soy products and vegan meat. Good luck with that. So, solution. If they want to be their own country, go for it. It's a tyranny. The United States doesn't accept that. I say we let them be their own country, and then we declare war on them and take the city back within like 3 seconds with our military. Which is not going to be that hard. Because, I mean, honestly, just show them like a dead animal and half of them will go crying somewhere. But yeah. The second story we're covering is going to be about Ben Shapiro. He was talking about how he canceled his subscription for Sports Illustrated because they had Bruce Jenner on there. And people are talking about him needing a safe space or a comfort zone. No. That's not what it is. That's not what this is about. This is about him not wanting something that he paid for. He paid for Sports Illustrated. He wants a illustration of sports. It's literally the title. We don't want to hear about your transgender issues. We don't want to hear about this woman with a penis. We don't want to hear about it. So, the Young Turks have just continuously bashed him, saying that he is crying and complaining about things, and that's literally all they do. That's all they do. And they cry and moan about things on the left and the right, too. They cry and moan about Trump and about Biden because they're salty that Bernie Sanders lost. Which brings me into the next topic I want to talk about. People on the left and the right have been calling me a little racist. Not full-blown racist, just a little racist. Which, okay, I don't know what to say about that. There's a couple things we have to talk about. What are you defining as racist? Because I think it's an absolute. And if something is an absolute, you can't be a little of something. For somebody to come up to me and say, or if I was to proclaim, I'm a little Christian, what does that mean? I'm a Christian. There's no I'm a little Christian about it. Do I believe the Old Testament and not the New Testament? Because then I would be considered Jewish. Do I believe the New Testament and not the Old Testament? Because that would make me not a Christian, because I have to believe both. But yeah, that's just funny to me. A little racist. How does that work? Is it because I don't like some people of color? If I do, it's not because of their color, it's because they have crappy policy. The squad and Barack Obama, they have crappy policy. I also am not a big fan of Bernie Sanders, who is obviously white, because he has horrible policy as well. So no, I do not discriminate. If you have horrible policy and you have horrible morals, I'm not very fond of you. So you can call that a little racist. I call that logistical thinking and non-race reasoning. So, just thought I would debunk that kind of stuff really quickly. Didn't really feel the need to talk about the riots. Obviously, George Floyd's death was a bad thing that was done by a corrupt cop, and there was repercussions for all 4 cops that were there, and they were rightfully so charged and convicted with homicide. And I think the other 3 that were there, I think they were there as assisted. I'm not really sure what they were convicted of exactly. But basically, George Floyd's death was wrongly done by a corrupt cop. People have been rioting about it. And it's gone from protesting George Floyd's death to people wanting to steal some stuff and people just wanting to burn stuff down because patriarchy. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that George Floyd would have wanted half of the city in the United States to just burn to the ground. I mean, I thought you guys were about making peace with the establishment, too. Usually a good way to make peace with the establishment isn't by burning it down. That's a way to make enemies. But anyway, this was just a very quick video, I guess. Just covering some topics that I had on my mind. Didn't have a whole lot to say about them, although I would be remorse if I didn't at least say something about them. But have a good kind of week, everybody.